It's time for Power Hour.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the Sunday evening live stream. We've got the weekly and daily candle close upon us in less than 1 hour. And Bitcoin just a little while ago, I think maybe less than an hour ago, hit the lowest level since April 30th, I believe, possibly April 27th. But needless to say, 6+ month lows on the largest crypto asset that exists in the world. And we're, oh yeah, are we okay on audio? Okay, audio is good, perfect. Yeah, I don't know, I had to reassemble a lot of stuff, but yeah, we'll get into the sell-off that has continued, but it makes all the sense in the world, right? Because like Bitcoin was just floating within, a range between two major inflection zones, between 92,779 and 99.3. So we'll look at that right freaking now. Hope you had a good weekend. Mine could have been a lot better. Sorry, dude. You can't turn the ball over 3 times and those 3 turnovers manifest into 17 points for the other team. You cannot have a good weekend when that happens. So, but we're not going to go into that, all right? Here's Bitcoin. Going for its lowest daily close in a long time. What will it be in 45 minutes? It will. You're threatening for maybe, if things just a little bit more selling, you might be at your lowest level since April 22nd, possibly April 21st. That's crazy, man. And Bitcoin on the year, let me show you something. I think they bounced it, so it's up a little bit. But if we look at the yearly candle, one moment, sorry, one sec.
You're listening to Soul music in the mix. Give a better sound to your life.
Yep. So we can look at the 1 year, where each candle represents 12 months. And look at this. Bitcoin is up on the year now, year to date, since January 1st, 0.45%. But a little earlier, right? As you can see above my head, we have a little bit of wickage. Okay, they took this thing down at its lowest point. It was 92,888. So when it was at the lows of day, it was actually negative for the year. Sorry, let me hide this. Shouldn't even be visible on the 12. My God. To the 3. One sec. Changing this. The old cup with Hendelman. And futures have reopened. Soon overnight trading will begin. Resume at 8 p.m. Eastern. Here it is. That is your year. Each candle represents a year, and this one, from the top now, Bitcoin off its all-time high, highest level ever, by about 25%. Pretty brutal. Pretty rough, man. That's taking on the chin. So that's where we are. I thought that'd be interesting to look at, because we had not reached that 0% year to date until just a little while ago. Like an hour and a half max. Are the metals cooked, chat? Are they done? Did we double top, or are they going to keep going? I know there's like a very real silver supply issue, so I don't know if that's going to actually turn up on the charts or not. But okay, so that's your Bitcoin. Let's look at the weekly on Bitcoin, because we are all congregated here this evening for the weekly close. It's ugly, man. That is a 10.3+% candle. +10%, and the week before 5%, 3.5%. So in the matter of 3 weeks now, less than 3 weeks really from the open to where we are now, Bitcoin's down 18% in almost 21 days. 18%, pretty rough. Going for the lowest weekly candle close possibly since April 14th, because you're just right at it. You might be closing above it, give or take one of these weeks, but that's where we're at. That is 6 to 7 month lows. And this is the consequences. This is why these levels are plotted on my chart every time you tune into the stream, because of the significance. When they actually broke the level that's been here for 11 months, Once they actually broke it, straight down. I mean, straight to the next level almost. And still waiting. I mean, they could look. They're testing like the weekly candle close from December 23rd, 2024. That might be a zone 93. It is, because we look at the daily and we know it virtually hit that. I mean, it was almost like a perfect test. Yeah, had friends over at my place yesterday, and they were asking the question, like, how do you have that line plotted? How do you know that's the level? And I said, sir, just look left and how the price correlates to that level. They recapture, they reconfirm it, they hold it, and then it runs. It became resistance, and they upthrusted, and they back tested the upthrust before it marked down. Eventually saw its lowest point of the correction. It was support, it was support, it was support. It was over and over and over. Initially, it was resistance, actually, in November. 1 year ago, it was resistance. And now, 1 year later, we're attempting to test it again as support, as we've done many different times throughout this past 12 months. So, 11 months. All right, so going for bearish engulfing candle. Not great, man. Oh, and let's look. Remember, we were monitoring. Is it happening? I don't know. We're about to find out together. Has the death cross officially occurred? There it is, chat. Look here. Listen.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
We officially have a death cross as of literally now. It's in between yesterday and today, so it's happening officially. The first death cross we've received on the daily for Bitcoin since April 6th. About, near where the price is, like lowest level since April. So that's happened. I mean, whatever. Go tweet about it, bro. It's a lagging indicator. It doesn't mean too much. Like in April, right? April 6th. I mean, give it 3-4 more weeks, and then the bottom was in on Bitcoin. So it just doesn't even, or the bottom was maybe being put in the moment the death cross was happening, right? Yeah, I mean, my God, dude, look, death cross happened officially April 6th. And what happened? 1, 2, 3 days later, the literal bottom was in. So you can't be scared or anything, because it didn't mean anything. But maybe this time it might be different, because if you think about in 2021, which, my God, dude, everything's starting to look so similar to we could be here. Remember, there was a meme I posted back in April, May, where you had it was the superhero, and there were 2 buttons, and he was sweating, and he was like, what's it gonna be? 90% of crypto Twitter is saying Bitcoin's gonna continue to follow the money, the M2, the money supply. That literally did not turn out to be the case at all. And the other button was, it's a literal fractal of 2021. And my God, if that's not more proper of how things are going right now. I'm just being real. Look, when you got a death cross after one high, the sell-off, the second attempt, that's what Bitcoin's done. The second attempt, when this drawdown occurred, this death cross was very significant. Like January 2022, I mean, that bear market lasted for the remainder of the year, and it didn't bottom out until effing late November. So people say, oh my God, man, the M2 bros, they're gone, dude. They don't have anything to say at all. But you could just look at how things went in 2021, the big run, and then the huge drawdown, the attempted rally, slightly higher high, and then the much more significant downtrend. And we did the same thing, right? Where we had our first high, big sell-off, much higher high, and now we're drawing down further. And we can tell this is a little bit more significant, a little bit more, based on the fact that in this uptrend, the 50-week simple moving average was never broken so concertedly like it is right now. So that's just something to keep in mind. So not trying to scare anyone about death crosses, golden crosses, anything like that. But typically when you lose the 50 moving average, the 20 moving average, you might be wanting to see the 200 again at some point. As they did, right? Like they did that, very similar. The high, the higher high, same here. They eventually took this thing below the 200-week moving average. Heck, man, it traded below the 200-week simple moving average. Not even kidding, for 200 plus days on Bitcoin. Though it was bottoming, it was kind of sketch, right? Okay. So I guess we can shift gears to, you know, we looked at the significant time scales, right? And, you know, we're midway through the month, so the monthly's not that big a deal. But let's look at Bitcoin dominance. We hadn't seen that in a minute. Are you here, chat? Everyone can hear me. Still having trouble, man. They can't really break this major inflection zone. They've kind of confirmed that they can't break it. Below the 200. I mean, this would be good for altcoins. This is actually kind of good for altcoins. The Bitcoin dominance is failing with confirmation to sustain levels above 60% market cap dominance. So, and your trend has already quite possibly reversed, right? These two highs were lower than the highest high, confirming a lower price. And now look at it. Both of these highs are lower than these highs. And you're below a critical level. So it could be very good for altcoins if it just means, like today, what we saw, Bitcoin had a drawdown. The altcoins didn't move near as bad, not the major ones. So I wonder what that means. Anytime Bitcoin dominance is going lower, it's typically okay for altcoins, but we'll see. I don't even know if there's much we don't want to like draw the wrong conclusion or something about trying to analyze this at this point. But yeah, it does seem like it's a downtrend, and they're confirming the lowest highs of the downtrend and below key levels. So, all right, let's go to Ethereum, the second largest crypto in the world. If you're here and you're enjoying this coverage, hit that like button, the bell, that sub. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get a like spike, as many likes as we possibly can that we've ever done in our entire life. Chat, you hear me, man? Good to see everybody. I'll say hey in a minute. All right, so Ethereum, what did it do? Intraday, Ethereum saw its lowest price since July 15th. Not as bad as Bitcoin, and that might be something to that Bitcoin dominance chart, right? Where you're not seeing the lowest level since April like Ethereum. With a big difference. There's a huge difference, the context of it all, right? Where, okay, Ethereum, it like made an all-time high for like 10 seconds, and it was over, and we never saw those prices again. Right, where Bitcoin from 2021's all-time high of 69,000 ended up going to $125,000. Way different. So who cares if Ethereum's been outperforming Bitcoin lately? Not making its lowest level since April, because the chart's just completely different. Not so homogenous at all. So, you know, working on a bearish engulfing candle, working on the lowest daily close since July 14th. But look, Bitcoin's we got some green candles over here on the 4-hour, dude. After virtually hitting that support zone, that's pretty wild. I mean, that's where liquidity is going to be. That's what support resistances are. It's a general consensus area where multiple market participants around the world typically will be setting up limit orders, or even if they're short selling, that's where they're going to be covering. So it's just TA respect. I mean, look what they did, man. Like, it's not even a joke. At the lows today, $3,001. I mean, that's as $1 off of the level, the key support resistance. Pretty good, man. And they bounced it off of that. So I'm wondering, though, are we going to be working on a type 2 return of this butterfly now? Can't really quite say we have any bullish divergence quite yet. You'd probably need to see some reversal coming in. But, yeah, just interesting down here. Very interesting. I wonder if we're like, are we wedging any? Or I wonder if we have any sort of structure here that, I don't know. I mean, maybe we could be... You know, there could be like a falling wedge on Ethereum. If you're hitting a 1618 of the wave structure, hitting a support, and you start diverging, like there's definitely like starting to become maybe an argument where possibly we could get a little bit more of a significant rally. You can't, hold on. Yeah, so you just wonder, like, if divergence comes in, which it hasn't really yet, you could see a more significant rally that would probably still end up becoming like a lower high than the previous. Oh, God! Hold on. Okay, dude, false alarm through the intercom. Jesus. Did y'all hear that? Morons, bro. So maybe we're wedging. I mean, like, you could see a rally at some point. But if they lose 2,900, dude, that's when we're cooked. Or, I mean, you're going straight to $2,400, $2,000. So, wow. So we don't try to make predictions or anything, right? Like, that's not like the goal here. The goal is just to if there's not an edge that would imply there's an increased probability of a reversal, then we can just only discuss the levels that exist where there would be liquidity for maybe some short-term bidding, short covering, whatever. And you're kind of at that level on it. You've gotten to that level on Ethereum. You're virtually making it there on Bitcoin as of today. So let's check out XRP. I mean, let's look at Ethereum's weekly. Disgusting, man. Like, you knew if you lost this 3950 level, that the target was what we've achieved today, the next inflection zone on the weekly. So you don't want to lose that. You lose that, it's a full reset from the low to high. You'll probably be looking for an 88% retrace to get some sort of M shape or something. And it would still technically be okay down there. Like, it actually still would be fine. It'd still be a higher low than the one from March. So, because this whole wave up is like, I mean, I don't even know if that's a discernible swing low. Maybe it could be, but one support resistance at a time. We finally got to this one in 2 weeks. I mean, last week it was down 25% in 1 week at the lows, but they rallied it so hard and they just pushed it back down to retest that low. And that's where we're at right now. Big yikes. Look at that. Momentum-driven asset, just the negative momentum building, right? RSI, lowest level since May 5th. Pretty gross. All right, let's go to BNB real quick. Down 0.5%, right? I don't think there's much of an edge here. They're just trying to defend this August 22nd high for now, and if Bitcoin's going to hold some support, if it's going to be real tough to if they're going to have to absorb supply down here, it's going to be hard for Binance to lose much more of its value before some sort of retrace to the upside. So, yeah, we're just starting to get to target territories. Like, hey, man, remember, like, the streams? I was like, dude, we lose 99.3. The only target, dude, the only target's 92.7 to 91.2. That's it. And we're finally getting there. So at this point, it's like, if some sort of little bounce happens, just like we got here, hey, man, we lose 107, you better look out. No reason to really own Bitcoin below, going straight to 99. They did it, and then they confirmed it. Then they rallied it to make a lower high to back test the old support as resistance, and then they marked it down again, broke support, and ran straight to the next. And that's some good respect. So you're getting down there where, hey, man, any sort of bidding comes in, it's not really that surprising. Okay. Okay, let's go to, I don't know that interested with BNB. XRP. Hold on a sec. Here's XRP. All right, been like really tough. I mean, to get this thing lower. Like, it's just stuck at this target 220. They've definitely been defending it. It's been outperforming Bitcoin like crazy because it's been underperforming Bitcoin so long and so hard. So, yeah, I mean, who's to say it can't hold here? I still think if you wanted to have some sort of strategy or structure, you'd be probably looking for it to develop around 190, 196. So, I mean, they are continuing to diverge on the RSI and maybe the MACD. But yeah, you just look at, like, think about it. Like, you can't, like, this thing's been so beaten down for so long. You just can't be surprised, man. Like, 886, look right there. Look at that. I mean, it is like at an M-shaped completion. That's enough, dude. That's a deep retrace. So, can you really be surprised at this point if maybe they rally it here? I can't really like it though, because of, like, the context. Like, that swing high, such a lack of demand that the buyers could not even test the 200-day simple moving average. They could not test any sort of support resistance between 262, 272. They could not rival the previous highs. They made the lowest high of the downtrend. So that's not really great. You don't have any evidence really that buyers are recapturing momentum on this. So just because you have an M shape doesn't really mean it's great. So yeah, I mean, cool. in the 886 chop zone. Got it. Weekly wise, going for your lowest weekly candle close since June, late June. And definitely going for the lowest weekly close of the downtrend you've been in since it topped out. All-time highs in July. There you go.
You're listening to MC.
Doesn't look great to me, man. I mean, I just still like, you can't really, there's not much of an argument. I'm sorry, the trend is not your friend despite anything. It's just not. You can't make the trend be bullish if you're looking at it and it's only putting in lower highs, lower lows. And it's not even at a level where someone could strategize a trade anyway. That's XRP. Hey, man, it pumps tomorrow. Congratulations. Bitcoin hit a potential liquidity zone and rallied. And guess what? XRP rallied with it. Wow. It's phenomenal. Okay. Hello? Absolutely, Ghoul. Absolutely. Yeah, we're so, okay. Someone asked me this too, like, how does your stream, are you just in crypto? I'm like, no. So what I do is I analyze the major cryptos, the top 4 or 5, maybe a couple notable gainers, losers. Then from there, I go straight to the index funds. Then from there, I look at gold, silver, a couple other commodities that are notable gainers, losers. And then from there, I look at the Magnificent 7. And then typically that's about enough time to where maybe someone's requested an asset. We look at those. So every stream I go across the markets. It's just we're doing a formal analysis of the top market cap cryptos right now because the streams were only 28 minutes in. And we'll be concluding that very soon. Like, you know, XRP is one of your top, and Solana is typically the last one we look at. And what's Solana doing? Well, Solana's trying to bearish engulfing, trying to put in the lowest daily candle close since June 22nd. Is at a key level. I mean, this is not a joke. If you saw a bounce here of any capacity, it can't be that surprising. There has been liquidity there in the past. There has been bidding there in the past. Multiple times you've seen huge rallies to 159, 162. So that's where we're at. You're not quite diverging yet. I think there's still too much negative momentum. I don't really see I mean, you could be getting real close. If any sort of positive price action on the new week happens, you might start diverging on the daily, which would imply that sellers are getting a little exhausted. I mean, no doubt, man. They took this thing down, the wave structure, to its hop, nearing its hop, the 192 of the deep crab. Not quite there. The 192 is actually perfectly lined up with 135.81. So if it went there, it'd be so crazy. I mean, a scalper would probably come in. There's been major reversals there. So if there's been major reversals at 135.81 and it's at the harmonics hop, harmonic optimum price, and then maybe if they start bidding there, that would usher in bullish divergence, and then you'd have literally an edge that would be implying the probability is greater of some sort of reversal at support, at a Fibonacci deep retrace with seller exhaustion. That could be pretty interesting for at least some sort of bounce, right? Absolutely. I mean, you're just getting there. You're getting to that point. I mean, it's been nasty, dude. It's been, if you're not paying attention, it's been disgusting. I mean, Solana lost 35% of its value in less than 3 weeks. Yeah, after things like that, sometimes the sellers begin to get exhausted. You start hitting key levels and some bids start coming in and you get waves up at some point, whether it's here or a little bit lower. You'll probably get some sort of lower high wave, right? And then, you know, whatever. It's a lower high in the previous high and then hits 160 and they sell into it and it goes for a retest and maybe even goes lower than that. So you're just getting there, man. Get long in the tooth of this impulse. And that's what these wave structures are good for, I think. Determining maybe where that conclusion could be. At least short term. Short term. Whew. Okay. So those are your big cryptos, man. We're going to look at the futures now. The futures. Bitcoin's been going down, bro. Been going down. You finally pretty much hit the next target zone. All right. Let's look at the weekly real quick on Solana, and then we'll go to the futures. Yeah, look at that. Nasty, dude.
Hi, Mitch. Can we take a look at Link smiley face?
Chainlink, absolutely. Bjorn. Thank you, dude. Oh my god, I hear someone moaning in the music. I'm just going to have to audible this real quick. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, we'll certainly look at Chainlink. I might as well just do it after this because let's keep it thematic here. Negative Momo building, highest level since April. How's that RSI do? Oh man, look at the RSI falling into the bearish control zone for the first time since early April, which was exactly when it bottomed. That was the bottom. April 6th, 7th, Trump tweeted, piercing lines all over the place on the weekly, and you went higher. So there you have it, man. That's not a good thing. You do not want to be in the bearish control zone for long. Okay, you just don't. And really, Solana's weekly, you seldom spend any time down here. I mean, it's outside the bear market from May all the way to January 2023. I hope that's not happening, but the fractal kind of like implying maybe. Dang, man. That's like, isn't that like, you look at the monthly and it's like, Jesus, is that not some massive head and shoulders on the freaking monthly? Oh my god, dude, it's kind of scary, man. I mean, that, you know, this could be bullcrap.
Straight tip $25. Can we take a look later this stream at all? Great week last week. I kicked some booty. Thanks for all the good
We'll go
streams.
straight,
I
thanks so
have been
much.
looking at old streams the last couple of days for dealer's choice ideas. Also Jonathan Nation.
Hi in the chat, Jonathan Nation. Thank you, Stray. I don't want to scare anyone, but my god, is that like, think of it, forget the wicks, okay, for a minute. Just think about the candle closes. That is extremely symmetrical, and you can clearly see the neckline. The neckline's a no-brainer, right? It's the old high back from March 2022. Dude, if they lose that, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be a quick run to $60. So from where it is right now, if they break the neckline of this potential, I mean, this is a colossal potential head and shoulders. You got like 57% downside minimum. So that's scary, man, on Solana. But you know what? Is it really that scary, or is it? It should happen, right? It should. You know why? Because Trump rug pulled people. Talk to a girl. Zoomers. How many millions of rug pulls have been facilitated by the Solana network? Oh, what, dude? Look, the Solana network. It's fraud central. Send it to 60. Send it to an 88% retrace from the previous major low to high so we can get deep value at $41. Complete a big M shape down there. Send this effing joke lower. And it would be warranted. And all the Zoomers can go work at McDonald's instead of gambling on these freaking cryptos and rug pulling people. All right? Anyway, that's disgusting. That's like, yep, bear market's here, dude. You might get a little rally. All right, but until you're making a higher high than 212 plus, you're screwed on significant time scales. Wow. Anyway, okay, so Chainlink, just because it's crypto and he requested it. Thank you so much for contributing to the stream, dude. Wow, what a channel, right? Beautiful Chad channel. Revisiting the lows from July 8th. That's where you got today. Testing some liquidity zone. That's where they you had some positive price action there before it ran higher. I mean, you're coming all the way down. I mean, it's an 886, right? I mean, you're getting close to an 886. Low to high, low point down here to high point. Nah, you're 786ing. So an 886 is like $12, 1208. So, I mean, again, you're getting to that point where, right, Bitcoin, it's like 1 and then maybe 2 and then some 4-hour divergence develops. Okay, a larger rally occurs this week or something just for a relief rally maybe. You're just getting to that point. Low, bearish back test, a slightly lower low. What happens? There's divergence. If they start pivoting here, Bitcoin starts rallying and holding, then this divergence would start maturing. It's still building though. But you could just end up with a lower histogram island than you had before, and that would be divergence. So you're just getting, dude, you're getting to these price objective levels. When they lose one level, they back test it, then they mark it down to test the actual next support. And that's kind of what's happening on these. So it's like short sellers might be kind of, you know, hey, shorts covering here because they were short here at resistance. They cover at supports. So, and maybe the divergence might start maturing and really developing this third histogram island. So that's where you're at, man. You're getting deep down there. You're at supports, and oh my God, guess what? At supports, some rallies could come into play. Oh my God, and they're not going to be like crazy trend reversing rallies. They're just going to be little scrub rallies. Okay, they might take it, dude. on Bitcoin. Just, it wouldn't do anything technically to change the trend, but they could do this. They could literally do that this week, chat. Look above my head. Take it up to that resistance. So they broke it. They went to test the support here. They take it up here, and everyone's just like starts auto bidding at 99K. We're going to do it. And then they just mark it down again. All right. I mean, that's exactly what they did last time, man. They did the same thing. They took it down the support. They rallied the resistance and rolled over. So you can't be surprised if we get that. Because if you are going to test this zone, let's say you don't test it, you just break through it like a hot knife through butter. That's what we call literal capitulation. And there's something seriously wrong with the market at that point. So this is definitely a zone where at least they're going to chop around for a while. There's going to be some action, some plays down there. So, okay. Let's take a look at the S&P, all the U.S. futures. It's flat. Well, they gapped it down, but they've filled the gap now. It is flat, up 0.01%, 60 cents. After they put in a lower high, we lost the channel for sure. I mean, that summertime channel is gone, but Nvidia kind of saved the entire, it kind of made it to a point where, oh my God, they could be putting in, they could, because of the lower high, you could seriously be seeing this. What is this? Possibly a confirmation of the highest low in the history of the S&P 500, and same thing with Nvidia's chart. They could be double bottoming right here. And these two lows confirming the highest low ever, significantly higher than the low we saw in early October. I mean, that could actually be happening, and probably due to like Peter Thiel, he's sold all his Tesla and his Nvidia, and Michael Burry short, and it's like, oh my God, it can't be this easy, right? It can't be so easy that like all these guys are going mega short, they're selling all their positions, and it's all public knowledge, and we all know about it, and it's just gonna collapse, right? Does it ever work like that? Ever? Where they announce it publicly and it's over. Or they have to be underwater for 6 months. So it's not over yet for the spider is what I'm saying. Like there's still a chance, like they could be trying to put that in. Now, the entire argument for that collapses if we start marking down tomorrow throughout the week and we start losing the swing low at 6,600. Yeah, then all of a sudden it's like we might be really screwed actually. We might be. But if they start pivoting us here and running, oh my God, confirming the highest low ever. Remember, just a couple days ago, the Dow Jones Industrial Average hit an all-time high. And look at this channel. The futures. Crazy.
Anonymous tipped $25. QBTS for a quantum potato plaza and thanks. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Folded hands emoji. Party parrot rare parrot.
What's up, Anon? Thanks for 25. Yeah, we'll look at QBTS. That bubble has been unwinding like crazy. Talked about quantum computing. The greater collective of the quantum computing equities have lost 50% of their value, and I'm thinking like 3 weeks. Far more insane than any crypto unwinding outside of the liquidation event we're not going to get into. But yeah, the Dow Jones futures, look at this demand line. Like they're trying to defend. It could be that they could be working on the exact same thing I'm talking about, where they put in local confirmation lows that, oh look, Dow Jones just confirming the highest lows in the history of the Dow Jones. Could you imagine that? And they defend this demand line, and then what happens? They would just do this. No one would believe it right now. Fear Greed Index, it's like nuclear, dude. It's over, even though Dow Jones all-time highs literally November 12th. Literally. People are scared. Michael Burry, and oh my God, dude, dude, look at the economic data. We're so screwed. Okay, dude. Well, everyone's all bearish now. I mean, it could very well be over. I mean, you were so long in the tooth of this rally. But you did just have like your largest correction since April on these index funds. You just did that. NASDAQ, I mean, wow, dude. Like they're trying to hold on here. They could be thank God for Nvidia doing this, because everything's driven by it. We did have the highest volume spike we had seen since April on Friday that happened. They came in, the buyers came in with a lot of vigor and ferocity to close with an actual unironic potential bullish pin bar. Like that literally could be a bullish pin bar. Like it all depends on today's price action. If we catch follow through and close the day in 22 hours higher than this candle, it would confirm this as a bullish pin bar reversal.
Thanks to you, we all know the good news. Respect the TA, handshake emoji, $DVN looking good for upside. Rotation underway W/QT/AI kitten pop.
Look at things 22 repeating, of course. Devon Energy, we'll look at it. Thank you, dude. Well, yeah, some energy stocks kind of looking, maybe. I mean, oil, U.S. oil, we'll have to look at it. Potential little Gartley, but terrible trend. So, but yeah, I mean, that could be highest lows confirmed of all time. We'll see. Well, we need more data. We need data this week that is favorable. We need lots of bidding this week if you want to confirm the highest low ever on these index funds, okay? I hope it happens, man. You know, want people's portfolios to collapse? Nope. Sorry. I mean, Solana, though. Please send that thing to $60. That'd be great. All right. The small caps. Hitting some very real supports. I mean, the demand line of this channel we've been in since May, hitting 2368. It's old swing high, old all-time high, right? In fact, from March 2021. And they could be 1 and 2ing, and they could be trying to hold here. If they don't, like your argument collapses below 2368, you could be in a lot of trouble. It could be a more significant drawdown and whatever. But yeah, flat on the new week, the new day. Nothing's really happening on these futures. So. Okay, just keep me updated. Let's look at gold real quick. You know, might be over for gold. Might not. I mean, they could be. This is the attempted rally we talk about. After runs like this, they have big drawdowns and they attempt rallies. You got to wonder if the party's over for gold for a more significant correction, or if they're going to take this attempted rally to an 886, 100%, 1272. 1414, 1618 before lower. I mean, they could do that too. So what do y'all think? Y'all think gold's done now for a little while? Is it going to begin a consolidation phase? Or is the attempted rally cooked? Did they conclude it on Friday when it was down 2%? Up 0.3% on the new week, new day. Not really a big deal, dude, at all. Let's look at the weekly on it. What did it do? I mean, like on Friday, concluded at the third highest weekly candle close ever. Not a big deal. After hitting a 3618 major fib extension, it's absolutely incredible. You wish Bitcoin would hit a 3618. You wish. Not even close, man. All right, let's get to let's just start silver out on the weekly. Silver had its second highest weekly candle close ever on Friday and started the new week out. It's up about 0.5%. You did pretty much bullishly engulfed too after they actually defended on the look 47.91. You see that level? That is the highest weekly candle close ever from 2011, April, May 2011. They defended that with candle 3 weeks in a row. They defended that as support and a huge rally. So they could pull this thing back 49.80. If you're above 47.90, you're in like great shape on silver. Even though there's no value, it's all-time high premium. There maybe isn't really any structure either. Still, like technically, and you're in like potential price discovery above 49.80, the old intra-week all-time high. But I think like above 47.90, the candle close, I think you're just also awesome. So crazy stuff. $60 is your 1272 fib extension from that 2011 high to the lowest low of that bear market after. So $60 would be like a longer term, harder target. We got 8 minutes to the weekly daily close. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button and build us up. Thanks for being here. Just looking at some metals, man. You know, look at a couple more metals. Could look at rare earth. How's rare earth doing, dude? Well, after that bottom. Where's all my data, man? Was that it? Oh, there it is. Slow. What's going on? My internet. Huh? Yeah, it was beautiful down here. You're not even to target. Target's like 98.85. So what they might do here at some point is this. Then it'll be a type 2 return on the weekly. It'd be unbelievable. I think this is just the type 1 reaction. So, yep. And then we can look at copper. How's copper doing? Dude, copper, bro, is getting ready. Oh, my God. You can talk about godlike breakout watch on copper. This thing, quite possibly, the momentum's so strong on the asset. That's the biggest thing. Remember, everything's like, you can tell about momentum based on lows and highs, consecutive lows and highs. And this one's just making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Most recently made an all-time high in July, then crashed, absolutely crashed, 23% in 1 week. But then they pivoted it. A higher low came in than the previous discernible swing lows. So much demand that the sellers were unable to ever test that 200-week simple moving average as they had been doing every single time on sell-offs. Not this time. Now you've rallied and you're up against the old all-time high from March 2022. To break that, serious consequences. I mean, this like all-time high on debt for copper. Pay attention to the strength of this asset. It's so good. Wow. It does not run away like gold and silver too, so gotta like that. And then you got palladium, still waiting on the continuation of this Wyckoff accumulation breakout. You're in the final phase. You're in phase E, the markup phase. But big resistance, lots of supply at 1500, 1583, swing high from 2019, swing low 2020, 2022, swing high 2023. They just tested that after the breakout. You're bullish consolidation. It's like a bull flag almost, holding above the 200-week simple moving average. Eventually, a markup will begin again, and they'll, I think, eventually absorb the remaining supply that exists between 1500 and 1583. And once that supply is absorbed completely, you will see a big markup to 1850. You break that, my God, $2,000+. So the trend is reversed. You're in phase E of Wyckoff accumulation. Patience is the game here on holding on to palladium. Palladium will be going higher. It's in an uptrend now, and it's very favorable. Yeah, great stuff, palladium. Hold on. Okay, my bad. So metals, right, that are not silver and gold, that have already done the thing. The other ones are doing things too. Platinum on the weekly. Not much to look at up here, right? You're up against some major resistance. Major resistance. Like that's going to be real tough to break, man. I don't know when they're going to do it either, because they could pull it back, put in a higher low, and run it again later. But if you break 1736, 1765, I mean, 1900, but you'd probably be looking near all-time highs from 08. So, insane. Yeah, these metals, dude, don't look like completely done, do they? Wow. Oh, yeah, dude. Lip readers. Yeah, whatever. Yep, rip pennies. Pennies made it, dude. What, from the 1800s all the way to 2025. It's over now. Too expensive to make, I guess. Just see what y'all had to say. I'm just looking at some chat. I haven't looked at chat all stream, and we've gone through a lot of charts and markets. Already the 8s. My God, you're right. Local on the 8s, dude. Very true. Well, not quite. Local on the 7s right now, but U.S. oil down 0.7% on the new week. Yikes, dude. So I was like looking at U.S. oil, and it was like, dude, there's like this crazy M shape here, but how can you trust an M shape that completed when the trend is this terrible downtrend, and the most recent price action you've received is this very ancient 61.75 level. It was once a resistance reversal, support, springback test before running, resistance. I think that's it. Yeah. That level being regarded as resistance is kind of extremely scary. And if you look at lesser time scales, it's like the 3 falling peaks behavior, where it's like, dude, you got 3 falling peaks, classic distribution at this inflection zone, lower highs, below the 200 moving average on all these time scales. It is tough to trust any sort of Gartley when that's going on. After the M shape completes, you do this, scary. Because when they did test it as resistance like that before, I mean, you can see what happens. Resistance, what does it do? They mark it down to $50. They just do. Look before. Look, when you're in a downtrend, right? They rally it to this level and they regard it as resistance. Look what happened to it. They took it down to $38. I mean, you got to be really. I don't really know exactly how how U.S. oil will correlate with equities that are oil companies. But I'll just tell you, the commodity oil itself is terrible and in a terrible trend, and most recently doing the worst thing you could ever dream of on an asset for now, until new data comes in to contradict that, which would be buyers taking the price of this asset above 61.75, above the 200 moving average, making higher highs than the previous highs, above 67.59. None of that. None of that yet. That's right. Logo on the 8s, man. Logo on the 8s. I don't even know if I have that sound. I need to get it set up, dude. My bad. Yeah, I don't even have it, man. We got a couple. All right, let's go ahead to Bitcoin, because we got 10 seconds to the weekly candle close across the crypto space. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Confirmed. Lowest daily candle close on Bitcoin since April 30th. 6+ month lows. Bearish engulfing candle. Technically confirmed. Let's go to the weekly. From the weekly, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since April 21st. Get wrecked. That's where you're at on Bitcoin. Terrible. Ethereum, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since July 7th. Solana, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since June 16th. BNB, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since pretty much September. Not a big deal. This thing was crazy. XRP, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since June 23rd. Dogecoin, lowest weekly candle close confirmed since June 16th. My God. It's just bad, man. Like below very real support resistance right now. Or right at it, October 2022. But there's other support you're below. So just gross, man. You look at a little about Pepe coin just for fun. Lowest weekly candle close on Pepe coin since February of 2024. You lose, Pepe bros. It's over. Talk about my head and shoulders. My God. Neckline broken this week. What about Cardano? Remember Hoskinson's son, dude? He was a good guy, but it didn't matter. Bullet ants and peyote do not matter. Lowest weekly candle close on Cardano since October 28, 2024. We're talking over 1 year lows. This is pre-election prices. Trump gets elected, pump, and it's over. You had 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks of pumpage, and literally never again did you see those prices. Wow. Broke the 200-week simple moving average. Confirmed. Just waiting on, 46, 41, 37 cents on Cardano. It's terrible. Top 10 crypto, bro. Top 10. Fartcoin? Yeah, you know it, dude. My Pepe coin, dude. They were going to change the world. They were going to do it. It was going to be everywhere. GRT, how you doing? Chat, oh my God. GRT. Did they break the record? Oh, it's so close. Chat, they did it. They freaking did it. GRT, lowest weekly candle close in human history.
No way. No way. What is this garbage?
There you go, dude. History. Lots of history on GRT. What an engulfing candle, too. We did it, man. It was going to be the Google of crypto, bro. IMX. What'd they do? So close. They didn't take out. They did not make out the second lowest weekly candle close ever. H-bar. Lowest weekly close since June 16th. Filecoin. Remember, dude, they were going to change the world with their pump and dump. Remember, this was CZ's butler and his family bought it. And then they sold it because CZ told them to. And then what did it do? They closed below the entire inflection point. And you know what they did on the weekly of that pump and dump? Confirmed. The lowest high in the history of Filecoin. Confirmed. It's over. Lower than July's, lower than May's, lower than them all, dude. It's over. And to add insult to injury, they took it below the inflection zone's bottom. So you can call that, man. It's like, yeah, dude, that Filecoin pump, oh, it's done. It's, yeah, buyer-inducing rally. They're just trying to, it's an IQ test. Will someone, like, buy Filecoin after a 40% pump? You failed the IQ test. Like, yikes, dude. To chase that is exactly what they do. They're trying to get you to buy. They would sell after the 40% pump to you, and you would get destroyed. What'd they do? Took it down 30% last week. My God. Algo. Dude, Algo was different, bro. Shoot, dude, lowest weekly close since, wow, I think they took it out. Yeah, they did. Lowest weekly candle close since November 2024. So, back to the election. Lows. My God, man. Very bad. Avalanche. They did it, dude. We did it. Lowest weekly candle close confirmed since October of 2023. Disgusting, bro. Like, absolutely nasty. So you're just up against this one little ass support, $15. They broke it, actually. The next target, they would take it to $10. Easy. Who would lose sleep over that? Okay, so, yep, just looking at some weekly closes here for just across this crypto market because we just got the close. IOTA, dude, it was different. It was so different. Yeah, look, so different that they put in the lowest weekly candle close since October of last year. It's ugly, man. It's very, very ugly. You're just looking at 10 cents again. 10 to 11 cents for a test. Oh, yeah. Look what they've done. The 15-cent level has been regarded as resistance confirmed. I mean, it's like these supports, right? It flipped to resistance with confirmation and follow through. Very, very bearish price action. Wow. Okay, so we get. What about VeChain? Remember VeChain? That moon boy. Oh my God, dude! Bearish engulfing candle, bearish back test of key support level. I mean, dude, you don't even understand what 17 cents is. It is like, it is the black gate, dude. It is the wall. It is any sort of mythic defensive gatekeeper you could imagine, and they have flipped it to resistance and confirmed it and bearish engulfed and made the lowest weekly candle close since June of 2023. And dude, I mean, yeah, maybe they hold it here. They already lost. I think they lost it. I mean, 15 cents was kind of it. 15.4. If they are gonna mark down and follow through, it's like you're straight up going to like 10 cents. So 33% plus more downside. Oh my God, man. This market is very bad. And crypto's terrible trends, terrible price action correlation to key levels, and that's it. Just pray Bitcoin bounces after hitting a liquidity zone. It didn't quite hit it, and there's so much leeway. They could take this thing down to 91K this week, and it would still be holding. It would just be at the bottom of the inflection zone. Okay. Did we? Oh, we had a couple requests, maybe one or something. Let me see. Yeah, Lulu Ruru Rimon for Ghoul. Yeah. No, sorry, no, not Lulu. Lulu. So if you look above my head, there's a minimum for a formal request, sir. So Stray wants to look at American Airlines, which is fine. Yeah, that one monthly. The monthly's crazy, dude. It's absolutely insane. But man, that was a nasty weekly candle, though. Down 6.52% last week. Yeah, I mean, like, for real, all you can look at, excuse me, all you can look at really is you gotta have just like a long-term outlook on this thing, if you care. Like, it's the weekly, it's like a type 2. If you're trading above 11 to 1250, you're in great shape. It's just like a bidding zone. Like, yeah, you're down last week, whatever. Macro is not doing well either. It's like, it's fine until you lose $11. Literally fine. That's all I can say. 1276. And the U-shaped volumes there on the weekly too. Not quite bullish divergence. The divergence on the monthly though. So this is like crazy looking. I mean, it's just insane. Hard to imagine. Like, I think when you see this, it's like your probability of it eventually rallying is higher than it going way lower. Bro, this thing has been consolidating here for 5.5 years, man. And it's just to construct the type 2 return of this mega M shape. And locally, you have forms of confirmation of a bottom being put in from July of 2024 to April 2025. And now you're back above that key support resistance from 2010. So that's it, man. Like, it's solid until you lose 11 or whatever that number was I said that we looked at on the daily. It's fine. The U-shaped volume signifies the conclusion of pattern development, and you're starting to get that elevated volume after the type 2. Okay. Thanks so much, Trey, dude. Really appreciate it. Anonymous wanted QBTS. Quantum. Just, you don't want to see it, man. You don't. I don't know why you're making people look at it. You want to see a 36% candle in 1 month or less than 1 month. Look no further than the QBTS. That is what they could call possibly a close and reverse candle on the monthly. Just think about it, what they've done since the top. After that 3618, they did it, man. A perfect 3618 test. Outer fib extension. From there to where it is, 50% in a month. Big bear. You got 11 days, so it could reverse 11 days to this closes. But look at the weekly here and the daily. I mean, yeah, it was bearish engulfing candle 2 weeks ago, caught follow through last week. It was the lowest weekly close since September 8th. Still, I mean, fine. You know, it's like actually still okay, where if they make a higher low than $15, it would technically be the highest discernible swing low in the history of QBTS on the weekly. So they could 886 this. They could mark this thing down to 1658 from here, pivot it, and then run it again, and it would be the trend wouldn't be in jeopardy, right? Like, a trend can't reverse until definitively lower highs, lower lows are put in consecutively and discernibly, where an analyst could see that and declare it with evidence. So you're still technically in a long-term uptrend on this asset.
Autonomous tipped $25. Quantum Potato still think Mayo got a chance for robots. Robot did recommend it. Man shrugging emoji. Robot emoji. Stir wine time.
Potato Anonymous, thanks so much, dude. We'll look at MYO. We got robots. All kinds of robots, dude. Thank you. So yeah, I mean the previous discernible swing low is $14-15. You're above it, so just correcting 50% in a matter of a month, 5 weeks, whatever.
Straight tip $25. I think this should be an interesting next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's do a dealer's choice, but look through your old ideas. You have some bangers. Also shout to Jonathan Nation and Brian with the Ronald McDonald haircut.
Oh, what happened? Who got the Ronald McDonald haircut? What's the Ronald McDonald haircut, dude? What? Hold on. Thanks again, Stray, dude. Dealer's choice, old ideas. Well, thanks for making it easy. But yeah, I mean, dude, like I'll scan a lot and I'll post a lot. It's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of assets, and it's like, yeah, hard to keep up with everything. But I'll do my best, Stray. Thank you, dude. So that's it for Quantum. I mean, again, no structure, no strategy. No structure, no strategy. We did identify the dead cat bounce. It was a perfect dead cat. It was a 50% retrace after the crash, and it's drawn down, and you got to love that. So they did, hey man, oh my God, it was up not even 1% on Friday. That doesn't mean anything. They could fill the gap. They could rally this thing. It could run up anywhere and make a lower high and roll over again. So they didn't even test support, which would make support resistance would be like $20 to 20.65. They didn't even go there. They might test that this week. So you extend this out so you can kind of see that old range you were in. Maybe they'd hold that as support for the first time because they never even tested that. They broke it and ran it, right? So they might want to test that. So maybe you target for $20 on QBTS. Okay. Let me see. Thank you all for being here this evening. We all congregate here for the weekly close. We got like 765 people. Yeah, really do appreciate each and every one of you. After all these years of streaming, it's just been such an honor to get to cover these markets with all of you. And like all I've tried to do is, like, if you watch, I just tried to provide you with value, like education wise. So if you're like watching, I'll throw in a tidbit of something that I've learned from these really smart people, right? I'm not smart. I'm a conduit from the smart people that put their life's work and research into TA, conduit to you. And just hope I've been able to do that one stream or another if you're watching. So yeah, thanks everyone. I just want you to like all know, like I'm just beyond grateful for your viewership. You hear, you don't need to say anything. But if you're just like listening, if these auditory waves are hitting your ears right now, just understand that I'm very grateful for you. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. Okay. So the next request, I think was MYO. No, it was Devin. It was Devin Energy, which I think I looked at kind of recently, but I'm not sure, man. Devin. Oh yeah, dude, Devin, bro. Devin's kind of interesting. Yeah, we did look at this like last week, I think, where they back tested this extremely important level, like where there's been insane reversals, right? 30 to 30, 50. They already did that, right? They recaptured, reconfirmed it a couple times and rallied. And then, it was kind of like a sputtering rally below the 200. And now like this new base has come in, right? Like the buyers for some reason are defending 3170, 3160 from June of this year all the way to October, Halloween. And you've had a big rally off. So there's evidence now of more than before, right? And you can just see that with the higher lows and the forms of confirmation. And you made the highest daily candle close on Friday since September 25th, 26th. Yep. So I think like anything, you could, the problem is that's a big impulse right there. So you're always looking to try to long supports, whether it's a local one that's just created or it's one from history. It's kind of, how do you, at this point with this big rally, how do you manage your risk optimally? It's really tough, right? Trying to get as close to the entry, the best entry is always as close to supports as possible. Well, you've kind of separated from the support. So where do you set your stop? You can't really set up a stop anywhere that is strategic at this point. But yeah, if you're in this already, like the cross of the price has crossed the 200. You did have a golden cross in September. You're trading above the 50, the 200, and the 20. You're trading above all the moving averages. When does that happen? It's not very common that you see that. Typically, you've been, below the 20 and the 50, and sometimes you break it to run to the 200. But the downtrend, you just make a lower high, same high, and you roll over again. So something's different, though. The characteristics of this asset's price, it's changing, where it's no longer, massive drawdown, lower high, lower low, lower high, same low, higher low. You can get accumulation downtrends that supports absorbing the demand here. These two highs lower than this high, confirming it. Then you had to draw down to the lower lows. The trend continued. Then a big short squeeze to just, again, rival the previous highs, but still not even coming close to threatening the previous highs. Then it just collapsed and made the lowest lows. But now, you finally are getting momentum shifting. The low, the lowest high, the lowest low, all of a sudden, no more. No more lowest highs, no more lowest lows, only higher lows coming in, only higher highs locally coming in. So that could definitely be, you could be working on a trend reversal to at least the midterm, and your upside could certainly, you could go up to 38.57. That's a swing low from 2009. Yeah, a large liquidity zone right at $30. You can see with the old 2000 resistance, like a spring back test in 04 before running again. So yeah, things are possibly turning around, but you really do want to see. You see all these highs; they're still lower than the previous major highs. You eventually want to test the 38.57, and you want to break it. You break it, $48. So Devon Energy, not bad. Okay. We'll see here. Interesting price action reversal, right? The reversal in the price action. Those higher lows, higher highs. It's always interesting to see that. Momentum shifts. Like Bitcoin had the shift of the momentum into the hands of the sellers. Became confirmed a couple weeks ago. Play by play. Okay, let's see here. MYO for potato. Myoma. They said it was going to be robots. Well, we looked at it. We saw the M shape completed, right? The shark, but no reaction yet. We're saying, if this is the if, okay? This isn't me saying, I predict this will happen. Heck no, dude. This is what we would want if we ever wanted to be able to take action on this with a huge edge, or like a 70% chance of positive resolution to way higher prices. You would want to see this happen. And so far, they have not really reacted at the 886. Not enough. A reaction would take you way higher. Scalper's dream. I mean, it could take you all the way up to 226, but no bidding really yet. No reaction. So we're just still waiting on some major reaction to occur that hasn't. So it's kind of a potential M shape still. You've got to react. Reaction confirms the validity of a potential M shape. Just like a head and shoulders pattern is never a real head and shoulders until the neckline is broken with confirmation. An ascending triangle is only a potential ascending triangle till they break out of that pattern with confirmation. So you're just looking at a potential M shape, but it may not even play out. They could just take this thing down to all-time lows soon. All right, that's my O. But certainly at deep value perceived areas, but just, again, you need more. You just do. All right, Bitcoin down on the week, $400+ chat. What happened? I thought we were going to pump, dude. Right? Right, dude? Okay. So the next one was like a dealer's choice, man. You kidding me? Dealer's choice? I have to pick? Well, I mean, for real, dude. That commodities breakout last week is so important. I mean, Exos, God, that one was a dream. Hold on. If you're enjoying the live stream, please like button the bell up. Thanks so much for being here. Oh my god. Oh, I wonder if that. Oh yeah, let's freaking go. Okay. And it's not really my world that I'm into that much, but this is a dealer's choice. So he gave me the choice, man. AVBP. I know the volume's not quite where we want it to be, but bro, look at it. It's actually developed into something a little bit even stronger than when we initially looked at it, where they tried again and the sellers tried again and failed. And now you're right up against that 200-day moving average.
Grade for Kale and the boss so far? Also wondering if Roblox is shot.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, when, you know, people ask me about Debor and how things have gone, you know, it's like, look at Florida, look at Auburn, look at LSU, look at Penn State. It could be a lot worse, man. And the fact is, trying to fill the shoes of Saban, it will never happen. There will never be another Saban. The way the game has changed, you will never get that much dominance ever again. There will be far much more parity in the sport of college football. There will no longer be recruiting quite so much dominance like we saw in that era. So, I mean, with Debor, okay, yeah, yesterday was really bad. I don't even know if you could blame Debor. You have to blame Ty. I mean, you have to blame the run game, the O-line. You have to blame. I mean, a pick six. Debor didn't throw that ball. Fumble on a punt return. Ron Williams, blame him. That's not Debor's fault. So yesterday, it's like you just don't commit insanely bad mental mistakes. Game's over. Bama wins. So I don't know. I'd say probably like a B plus. A B plus, I guess. And you know what? That grade is contingent upon the Iron Bowl in 2 weeks. Because if Bama loses that, injured in hair, oh yeah, he might not be the guy. Because, I mean, what are you doing with all this talent? Anyway, sorry. Great question. So AVBP, man, it's the harmonic framework by the book. It's right here. It exists. It's a thing. And it's like, you've confirmed the bottom. You were at 5% on Friday, up 14.6% on the weekly. It's just there, dude. You have bullish divergence on the MACD histogram pretty much. You have it, man. You got pocket aces right here. I don't know how long it'll take to play out, but if the TA is respected, if this harmonic framework plays out, yeah, yep. Our event, Biopharma Incorporated chat. Bullish divergence on the weekly. I mean, for real, like a low, the exact same low on price, substantially higher levels, relative strength. That's the dream right there, man. I mean, that's your dealer's choice like crazy. Great start to it, that candle, right? Yep. All right, Bitcoin's positive now. It's up 600 points from the lows we just saw. My God. Yeah, this is a testament to extremely
Snapchat, please. Appreciate you, Mitch.
What? How does that not? Oh, that's so weird. Oh, thank you, dude. I'll look back at that. This is like specifically when you get 400, 600, 800 point swings in minutes like this. It is. We talked about this on Friday. It is testament to the extremely low levels of liquidity that exist in this market right now. This is what happens in downtrends. You don't have many people exchanging Bitcoins compared to when we are in better conditions. Like, it's not moving like this in good market conditions. It's not moving 1,000 points every 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh my God, it's 800 points. Nope, doesn't happen. AVBP, holy crap, dude. A dream. And Martin, thank you, dude. We can. Anon, thank you so much. We'll look at Snapchat. See, next request, that was for Stray. Next one is Roblox, which is the weird kids game, right? where pedos go, apparently. I love watching, like, To Catch a Predator stuff, like Skeet Hansen. Skeet Hansen's my favorite for sure. Yeah, Roblox, yeah, the demand line was breached and it was over. It was over. Yeah, they were like up here. They tested, they were holding, and then earnings killed it, catalyzed the end. Is a chance? Sure, always a chance, man, but if you're impulsing and resolving, the consolidation concluded with negative resolution, you are still impulsing downward. I would say that you're probably not even seeing a real support till $90. And again, until divergence develops, there's none of it. It's just bearish convergence. Until a structure develops, you have zero edge. You're flipping coins on bidding on this thing right now. You can get a rally, 50% chance probably, and run a little higher, make a lower high, and roll over again. And then that would be a real big testament to what's going on. And we get a big rally here, and we see that, oh, the lower high, they can't even fill the gap or something. Lower highs, and then you come back down, you make a lower low. Then you know, like, your trend's reversing. So it could be we could be in the midst of a trend reversal on Roblox. You don't know. It's too early. And again, no structure, no strategy, no edge. But yeah, I'll tell you this. Technically, on Friday, there was a potential piercing line reversal. Right, you pierce through 50% of the previous candle's body, and that's it. It could be a reversal. We catch follow through on Monday, tomorrow, but I just, like, got a lot of work to do, man, before any sort of edge develops. Thinky Wits. Snapchat for Anon. Anyone snapping? We'll snap, bro. Well, one thing it's talking about, what's up, Anon? Yeah, we can do that. Thank you, dude. Bitcoin up, chat, 466. Up 0.5%. We're going to do it, man. Thank you, Anon. So, you know, the buyers recaptured this really key level. Thank God for earnings. But they have not yet reconfirmed its validity as support. Not really. Maybe you could try to. It's so controversial. Did they do it when they gapped it up? I don't know. I want to see discernibly a pullback to 789 to 805. And I want to see the buyers defend it and hold it successfully. And I would like even to see a higher low come in locally. And that's where a really potentially good trade setup could be constructed here. If that happens, it'd be so easy to set an entry up with max upside potential, a tight stop loss, cut those losses real tight. If it fails, why would you want to own Snap below 789? You wouldn't. But if you get that, it'd be a great setup because your upside would be insanely high. Great upside potential if we could get a formal back test of 789, 805, bottom of trading range that's been recaptured. Okay, that's where we're at. Hopefully we could get it, but there's no telling. Like, that's just something that you would want if you wanted to take action and have, again, an increased probability, larger than 50% chance of positive resolution. I don't think you have that yet, but whatever. It's what we covet. It's not what I think would happen. I will snap, man. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening, chat. Hit that like button, that bell, that sub if you're enjoying the stream. Thanks again, Anon. Martin wants Zcash. Well, Zcash, you know, it's kind of like a runaway train. Not much you can really do, but just look at it and say, my God, man, the day you decide to buy this thing is the day it's going to rug pull. Okay, I'm just, at this point, yep. When you, the guy, say, you know what, F it, I'm just going to buy Zcash now, it's over for everyone. What have you done? 738, that level, plotted a long time ago. Where is it? What is it? Oh, shoot, dude, it's this swing high from 2017. They hit it past 2 days and no higher. My God, what a run, dude. Past 5 days has been incredible. It was the highest daily candle close in 8+ years. 8 years, I believe. Nearing 8 years, whatever. Almost 8 years. What, 7 years and 11 months or something? And you break that, there's just no resistance on Zcash. Oh, man, I don't even... There's like, on this chart, on Bitfinex, there's just nothing here, dude. Probably till 1600. I can't even imagine what happens if you actually break 738 and it's real. I can't imagine. So that's what's been going on. It's insane, man. They're pumping this thing like crazy. I wonder if we could plot a channel or if it's just too steep. Nice demand line. See, it's like they're breaking out of the supply. See, they tested it. Now they're breaking it. They're holding it. I wonder. Yeah, you don't want to lose that. You come back in, it's going to whipsaw. But yeah, pretty insane to see. That's in a world of its own, Zcash. Beautiful, dude. Martin, I just don't know about all the tokenomics stuff you're talking about. No shield, privacy upgrades. I don't know, man. I'm just looking at the chart. I know 738 is a big reversal area, potentially resistance. They've tested it twice to confirm that it's real still. If you break that, my God, it's almost like pseudo price discovery on Zcash. Shoot. All right. Triple D, 3D printing. What a great start. What a run. I mean, my God, it went up stupid amounts, but just sputtered out. The whole market did, right? So they put in the lowest high, and they're selling it off now. And they can continue to sell it off. If the macro doesn't reverse and continues to correct, then this is going to correct too. It's tough, man. Weekly. Yeah, man, just... I think you're fine until you lose 152. I think you are fine. Like, come it down, take it back down to this. Like, it's just like the level. Like, how could you know? All right, so if historically every single time, literally, and I'm talking how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times from 1993 to 2009. That level was certainly the level where the buyers came in, defended, and then took the price minimum to 460. They did it every single time. And then here, they've confirmed this level as a bottom, but it's not doing it. They're not able to get us to 460. So I'm just saying, you got to stick to the plan. It's either like you're valid above 152 long enough, and then you see 460 eventually, or it's over. And it's like we're in a different paradigm where things are effed, and no one wants 3D printing like they did back in, again, from 93 to 2009. So I never even act like I know if these things will play out. I just knew that was a good strategic entry based on history. And so far, it has not been able to achieve the first target, which would be 460. It's been rolling over, but it's not a dead trade or anything. It's just been unfavorable price action the past few weeks due to a macro-wide pullback. You saw it on the index funds. So... all right, chat. Bitcoin's up $700+. Are you kidding me, man? $700. Well, remember, new week, potential new price action after hitting beginning of a liquidity zone. We discussed they take this level here, they take it to this level, and they run it up to test the next resistance. They could easily do it. There's not any liquidity between 93K and 99.3. There's just not. So straight up, straight down. Can't be surprised. It's a new week, man. Like, but that weekly right there on Bitcoin is tough. Real tough, man. Because think about it. They could take this thing up to 100K on the weekly. It doesn't even matter. Like, how do you invalidate that huge bearish impulse candle? You got to be above 105, 106. And then you got to take out 109. Oh, my God. It's just so much work that the buyers are going to have to put in to change the tune of this momentum in the hands of the sellers right now. So, okay. Yeah, so good to see y'all again, man. It's been live now for an hour and a half, so yeah, thanks for the 650 plus people here. And yeah, just guess we'll just reassess how Asia digests the Bitcoin drawdown this weekend. If they're gonna take a bite, Wall Street's gonna take a bite. But the weekly is tough, man. The weekly is like, let's go test 91K, get it over with. Look at the weekly on Bitcoin on the RSI. Wow, dude, look at that. They're pivoting on the new week. They're trying. We fell below 40 for the first time since January of 2023 on Bitcoin. Wow. Talking almost 2 year lows on Bitcoin's weekly relative strength. You better hope they bid here, otherwise you fall in the bearish control zone and things get pretty nasty, man. Typically, I mean, it's almost certain since 2015, if you lose 40, you go to 33.6 every single time, no matter what minimum. So don't lose 40, chat. Better pivot here or it's over. Okay. So thank you all so much for coming out. I'm really grateful again for each and every one of you. Whether you lurk, whether you contribute with monetary contributions, or you hit the like button, you just watch, you share on X, whatever you do to contribute, I'm very grateful. So please know that. So it's been good. Lowest weekly candle close on Bitcoin since late April. Over 6-month lows. So let's assess and see what happens this week. Maybe the macro conditions will improve. I'll be back. Till next time. Respect the TA.